Okay, here's a little apparatus I've put together. I got a power strip. It's a Raspberry Pi. Over here is a Arduino Mega connected to a breadboard. It's got a couple of servos connected to it. The breadboard just allows me to break out the servos on a separate power supply. I also have a couple of the PWM outputs going through RC filters here to generate an analog voltage. I'm going to demo that separately. I've got this little breakout board with the accelerometer, temperature sensor, and barometric pressure sensor. And the Arduino is connected to the Raspberry Pi through this very long USB cable. And I also have a trackball mouse and a keyboard. The Raspberry Pi is driving this 50-inch plasma through a HDMI cable. Okay, so let's go ahead and plug in the Raspberry Pi and get it going. Basically, it goes through the Linux boot up sequence. It's quite slick. Alright. So, bear with me while I open a couple terminals and prepare a couple scripts. Okay, since I paused the video, it took about a minute to open a couple of shells, and I ran a couple of scripts that I've created. So the first script just launches Minicom to talk to the Arduino through the serial port. And you can see I'm running a little tiny program that spits out Bob's general purpose Arduino peripheral. So there it is, waiting for commands. The other terminal, I have this script I call to.shell script, and it basically sends commands to the Arduino to move the servos around and to turn on and off the digital outputs, which I have connected to LEDs. So we'll see LEDs flashing. So it basically drives the servos and the LEDs, waits for a moment, and repeats that 4 times. Alright, so I'm going to launch the script. And you'll hear the servos moving. And this shell also shows the Arduino responding to the commands it's receiving. So let me go ahead and put a little white space in here so we can actually see it. And over here, I'm going to run that script again. I'm going to run the shell script. And you hear the servos going around. I'll run it again here. Let me get even closer so you can see those LEDs over here. So it's pretty rudimentary, but you can see that the Arduino is responding to the script very accurately, very reliably. I've let this thing run for a couple days just sitting while I forgot about it and watched television and worked on my resume. And I came and sat back down and it was ready to go, responding to commands instantly. So it's shown itself to be fairly reliable, which is cool. Anyway, let me go ahead and run it a couple more times. My program's pretty clumsy, really, but there you have it. There's a little close-up of the Arduino. Tiny little board. Very impressed. And there's the Mega. And we'll run it one more time for good measure.